I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma when I was 15. As a high school student, I think most high school students feel they want to be as normal as possible. So I did as many things as I could to feel normal. But I would have really appreciated more support or more open communication around what was going on and how I felt about having cancer and what that experience was for me.
Cancer is an experience that affects a large percentage of the American population. It is something that happens to people in the context of their lives. It affects, their hopes, their dreams, their relationships, but no one ever teaches you about that.
I honestly think not many people know what cancer is, especially in high school. They really just think about having fun and going to parties.
It's just something you wouldn't think of having or getting.
Everyone kind of thinks it's for people who are much older.
I'm just really old and gonna pass away in a couple of years.
There was relatively little in the way of school curriculum that addressed cancer. And if it did, it addressed it solely from the biology of the disease. So LiveStrong decided to create LiveStrong at School to help students understand the impact that cancer has on individuals.
There are lessons for all grades, starting in kindergarten, and then there's appropriate lessons for each different group through 12th grade. One of the things that we focus on in the earlier grades is contagion. A lot of kids still don't know the difference between a cold and cancer. And so with the younger grades, we try and really focus on, this is not something you could catch. And then as the grades get older, we recognize that there are different things that they're going to be thinking about. So with the middle school students, developmentally, a lot of those kids are really thinking about how they can get involved and what kinds of activities they can do to change their community. And then with the high school students, we know that they're going to college and that they're thinking about professions and what they're going to do next, and so we capitalize on that in the lessons as well.
I think it would be a great idea to educate people more about cancer.
Even if we don't have cancer, we know people that do have it.
It would help us understand more of the disease.
Like, a lot of people don't understand what people have to go through when they do have cancer.
I think everybody should learn more about it so they're more prepared whenever it enters their life.
My name is Stephanie Myers. I found out that I had cancer in the 8th grade. When I went to school, I felt really isolated. I walked by myself. I went to class by myself. I had few friends. I was so alone. When they told me I had cancer, I felt really bad and I was really sad, but I kept fighting and I won. Now I'm cancer free and I'm in the 11th grade at Bastrop High School.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Today we have a special lesson.
I decided that I wanted to teach the LiveStrong at School curriculum because I saw the need. I saw the need that I've had several kids that have been touched by cancer.
How many of you have had family members that have had cancer? Okay, it touches lives, guys.
Spend about 2 minutes. Tell me, what would be the first couple of ways that you would want to support your best friend if you found out that they had cancer?
I just had to be there 24/7. I'd move in. I'm gonna cry right now. Okay.
The way we went about developing the curriculum was that we worked with experts. So we worked with a group of different individuals who had written curriculum before. And then we also worked with a clinical psychologist to review the lessons. And then we had a series of teachers that reviewed all the lesson plans for us as well.
It was teacher friendly. I'm one of those teachers that I don't like to be told what to do exactly. So if you give me an idea, I can make it my own.
Teachers don't have a lot of time in their day, and they have a lot of curriculum that they have to get through. So we develop these lessons that have learning objectives built in, that have an evaluation component to them, that have the videos right there, where everything you need is just completely accessible and easy to implement into your curriculum.
I love the videos. They were short, they were to the point, but they were interesting. And the worksheets, you could use parts of them, you didn't have to use the whole thing. It was just very flexible.
What we're finding in classrooms that deliver LiveStrong at School is it's something that students are very eager to talk about.
My great-grandmother had lung cancer because she started smoking when she just got married.
They have oftentimes had an experience with cancer that maybe they didn't feel so supported talking about before.
It's one thing to watch Timmy and go, oh man, how sad. But it's a whole nother ball game to be able to see the living, breathing person and realize they might be sitting in your classroom.
I was a little nervous about sharing my story because it was in front of people. Most of them didn't even know I had cancer. I was about 13 or something. It was about 3 years ago. And it was really bad. I was really sick. And I told my mom, just let me go. And I didn't even know I said that. And she just kept like pushing me to keep going. And it was really sad.
Wow.
I went to my first day of school. This girl asked me why I was bald. I didn't know how to explain it to her. She was talking to her friends and they were all laughing. I was sitting there, like I had my hand right here and I was crying.
So it was pretty embarrassing?
Yeah. Sometimes I get emotional when I tell my story, but I think that people need to know.
Because this is where the love starts, guys. It starts with you.
Before, most of them didn't even know I had cancer. And after I told my story, a lot of them are like, oh my gosh, she's a survivor. This one guy even said, because me and him aren't really the best of friends and we're always mean to each other. And he was like, I didn't know you had cancer. I'm sorry for treating you the way that I do. And he came and gave me a hug. And he's like, but I'm still going to mess with you.
We're going to be shaving a life again, and you need to get me 15 more people that will shave their head. I've already got Mr. Jimenez lined up.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Like, I learned a lot about cancer that I didn't know, like I hadn't heard before.
Like, guys have breast cancer? I didn't know they can have that.
I learned that the survival rate is pretty high.
I'm going to talk to some of my friends about it because it was really interesting. And I know when I tell them you can get cancer in your eyes, they're going to be like, no way.
I think it's important to provide awareness and support for the student body who may have family members or, you know, they might have cancer, to let them know that, you know, we're here for them and we support them.
We hope that with LiveStrong at School, there's really an opportunity to change the world for people affected by cancer. We want any student who's been impacted by cancer to think about it differently and that there's an opportunity to get involved in the fight against cancer.
When I was 3 years old, I had a terrible illness.
I think the LIVESTRONG at School program helped my classmates. They understand how to feel when a person gets cancer or a family member gets cancer.
It's probably the best 2 days of class instruction that I've had in a long time because my kids were focused, they were interested, they shared of themselves, and they bonded. I couldn't ask for a better response.